Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Elevate Your Soul podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about this major step that I feel that we are skipping in our spirituality. So when it comes to lifting our frequency and elevating our soul and creating good vibes and a happy energy field around us, it's really important that we surround ourselves with high vibrating people, really good people who are meaning well, who are on their spiritual journey as well, who have similar values to you, who are optimistic. It's important that we surround ourselves in these type of environments as well. It's important that we digest these type of foods as well that have really good energy. We don't want to be digesting too much processed foods that don't have any life left in them, or too much food that comes from animals that have been tortured during their lives. So it's really important we absorb this good energy so that we can elevate our frequency. And when our frequency rises and we're vibrating at this new, higher, clean, loving, spaced energy, we can then attract more and more of this into our lives, more of that energy space, more good people, and just more good events into our life. But one step that I feel a lot of us are forgetting is to do the shadow work, is to do that hard work where we go into the darkness, where we go into our past traumas, which we all have, and doing the inner work there. Now, I can say this because I've been someone who's done this myself. It's very easy to get into a pattern of trying to control your environments of where you are and who you hang out with, and also learning to constantly distract yourself or numb yourself from this pain that we feel constantly when we have not done the work to cleanse and to detoxify of the traumas and pain and hurt that we have experienced and felt in our past. And personally, for me, I know a lot of that happened, and a lot of that pain and anxiety and fear happened in the first 2 years of my life. So a lot of that I can't even recall. I can't bring up a memory and allow myself to forgive a certain person or work through that process, because a lot of it was before I can even remember. But there's still an opportunity for me to do work there. There's still energy healing work. There's still trauma work. There's still a lot of work I can do when I go see healers and work on myself and meditate and all those sort of things. I can work on that. And it's not until you cleanse and detoxify and work through and process and let go of all of that pain and trauma and those painful, hurtful events that have happened to us in the past, until we can fully learn to be 100% present and joyous and grateful and in a place of peace and love and harmony with ourselves in the present moment. So for example, if two people that are very much alike have both an amazing experience that they love to do, like swimming in the ocean or swimming with dolphins in the ocean, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, and one of them has recovered a lot and done a lot of the inner work to recover from their past traumas and their past hurts, they will have a slightly more heightened experience when they're swimming with these dolphins, because they're not dragging any past pain with them in their frequency where they're at in their present moment. And this is not something you're conscious of. This is just life. If you haven't dealt with past trauma and past hurt, that is still affecting you in your life, and it is still affecting you in your life, whether you're conscious and aware of that or not. That is still a part of your energy field. That is still a part of your aura, and that will never be cleansed and detoxified and let go of until you do that inner work. So yes, it's important that we stay in a high frequency, that we surround ourselves with good environments, but it's equally as important that we can reflect and look back and work through anything that we haven't fully digested yet, that we haven't fully emotionally digested and worked through and expressed yet. That's what it is for a lot of us. It's events and pain and trauma that have happened to us that we have not expressed because we did not know how to, or that pain is or was so immense that we're scared to even look at it because we know when it comes on, we may not be able to control it. We may not be able to stop the overload of pain that we have suppressed in our 20-year life, 30-year life, 40-year, 60-year life. And that amount of pain is so intense and so much. It's like a volcano where we're afraid that if we tap into that volcano will erupt and lava will flow everywhere and there will be destruction and no life left, which isn't true. We are all able to work through our past, no matter how painful and torturous that may have been for you. So I wanted to just shine light on this, and it's a step that not a lot of us talk about as much, and I don't think we like to talk about it as much because it's not all like airy-fairy unicorns and rainbows, like, you know, eat amazing food and do amazing exercise and spend time in nature and do everything you love, and what doesn't bring you joy, just don't do it at all. Like, there is some truth to that, but not all truth to that, because it may not feel good to look into your past. It may not feel good to look at your anxiety and your hurt and your trauma directly in the face and to work through those emotions and allow yourself to go back and feel those suppressed emotions, to feel that negative event all over again. That may not feel good at the time. That may not feel like you're walking in the direction of your joy at the time, but that is still something we need to do. So I want to bust that myth as well. Like, there's this saying that everyone's saying, and it does speak so much truth with the law of attraction. You know, if you don't enjoy something in life, don't do it at all. But it's more about doing what is right and what feels right than to do what always just feels amazing and brings you joy and brings you happiness. Use your brilliant brain and conscious mind and ask yourself, is this right? Is this serving me? Is this bringing me to my highest self and my highest good? Is this going to elevate my soul in the long run? These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves, more than just, is this going to bring me joy in the short term? It's important that we look ahead and we work towards elevating our souls and lifting our souls. And part of that is detoxifying and cleansing from our past, from our old wounds, and moving on. And from there, our whole frequency in the present moment changes, and we can manifest and attract so much more beauty and bliss at such a higher frequency that we will not be able to be capable of if we haven't looked into our past and worked through all the bullshit that we have put a sugar coat over or put a blanket over. And we all have past traumas and past hurts. This isn't specific to certain people who knew they grew up in a rough neighborhood or parents that didn't understand them. We have all had things happen to us. And yes, there are different level of degrees of the pain and events that have happened to us, but the thing with trauma is so much of it has happened to us in our childhood, when we were in our younger years. And as a child, some of the things that have happened to us were not intentionally there. Someone didn't intentionally mean to create a wound within our character or within our energy and our frequency, but it is perceived as a baby or as a child as a traumatic experience. So it doesn't always have to be like, oh, well, nothing major happened to me in my childhood. It's more to do with how it was perceived. How did your little mind perceive that event? Did it cause you a lot of pain? Did it cause you a lot of confusion? Did it cause a lot of separation at that time? And sometimes it's really hard to remember because some of this stuff that have happened to us were when we were still in our mother's womb or in the first few years of our life, and we can't always remember that. And this is where it's so good and so important to find healers that can help you work through these processes and help you work through these emotions that haven't been expressed from your past and your early life. This is where healing and meditation and breath workshops and sound healing, where all of those things come into play and are so important because they work on so much more than just the issues that you think are your real problems that are happening right now, whether that's in your work right now or your relationship or your health. It stems from and goes back to the root of the issue of where your anxiety is coming from, or where this deep sadness and depression is coming from, or where all of this rage and anger is actually stemming from. Where did that originate from in the first place in your life? And so I just wanted to shine light on, yes, it's all good. Follow the unicorn, follow the rainbow, follow the pot of gold in life. Do things that make you happy. Do things that bring you joy. But when you do things, it's not always about, is this going to make me feel happy? Is this going to make me feel good right now? Ask yourself, more importantly, is this serving my soul? Is this going to bring me to my higher self? Am I going to evolve from this event? Is this going to elevate my soul? Does this feel right for me? Much more important questions to ask yourself than, is this going to make me feel good? So I hope you guys learned something and could take something from this episode. If you feel that anyone could benefit from listening to this piece of advice, please share this podcast episode with them. Screenshot the episode title or copy the link and send it to them, or even share it on social media. And if you do, please tag me in it. I love seeing you guys share my episodes and my posts. I love, love, love that. It is an amazing support, and I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you listening to this right now. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I send you love, I send you light, and I hope you have an amazing day. See you on the next episode.